witches and spiritual bitches. So, we're here to talk about spiritual narcissism. And what we're going to do is, instead of me breaking this up into a bunch of different pieces and having to edit it, I'm going to do it all in one. So, there's just going to be me talking. And we're talking about spiritual narcissism. And the 12 things I'm going to cover is they're addicted to the feed, they're addicted to the energy, they're obsessed with power, they're extremely self-centered, they're manipulative, they have no boundaries. None. There's no boundaries. They view people as objects and they use people frequently. They're obsessed with presenting a certain image, like physical and financial. They're entitled. Yes, I have it all wrote down. I got my tablet out. They're arrogant, they're egotistical. They come off as super nice though, and oh my god, that person wouldn't do that. No. Yes, they would, and they have, and they did. The grandiose, the fantasies of they play out in their head and they think is reality. Of them being like, oh, I'm Queen Witch, I'm King Witch, I'm this, I'm that, nobody's better than me. But they'll feed you some of, oh, you're so good, tell me. Any good ideas that the other person may come up with, the narcissist is going to take credit for, take claim for, and possibly present it as theirs. They're like chameleons. They can change to fit the situation. 9 times out of 10, a narcissist is going to dress, act, and speak to fit whatever situation they're in or person they're around. They're going to act a certain way. And their true self will come out over time. Not too much time either. It'll start coming out. And the person that they've attached themselves to, that's why I feel so bad for newer and beginner witches in this day and time. I had my aunties. I read a lot. I had books. I didn't have social media apps. All these egotistical, power-tripping, narcissistic witches. Because there's a lot. Y'all can't say there's not, because there is. They all want control. They all want to be the best witch. They all want to be the grand high witch. First and foremost, being a witch does not own a fucking gender. Period. There is no gender in witchcraft. And there's some witches on here will tell you, oh yes there is. No, there's not. None. That's them trying to seek a form of control that they know they can't get from everyone. They're sneaky. They will come off as the kindest, most sweetest. Oh, I'm here, love and light. Peace, love, divinity. Oh my god, goddesses, dark feminine. How about just the dark divine? The light divine. The whole light, gray, and dark, that was actually created as a form of control as well. Because that's not, like, light, gray, and dark, that's all modern witchcraft stuff. Witchcraft is witchcraft, no matter what kind you do. Witchcraft is witchcraft. Whether it be you're casting protection or doing a jinx. It's the same thing. Especially if you're casting on other people. Same thing. I was always taught a spell is a spell. Some may be different than others. It's just a different type of spell. But back in the 50s, like when Gardner started like being extremely open with the whole Wicca thing. Books. Da-da-da. It was a form of control. It was a way to control people. It was the narcissist in him. He in his mind was the grand high witch. And he had to have control. Why give others control? It's kind of like the Christians with Christianity. They have rules, right? They have the Ten Commandments. Well, Wicca has the Wiccan Rede. Traditional witches don't have any of that. That's more modern. It's like someone who sits there and tells you, no, it's this way, the only way, da 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 da. It's a form of them taking control. It's spiritual narcissism. I feel like I can't even say this enough. I feel so bad for all you new and beginner witches in this day and time because you've got so many people surrounding you. You don't just got 5 or 6, you've got thousands and thousands upon thousands. And a lot of them want that control, especially the newer and beginner witches that I see coming up. They're very powerful. Um, and what's crazy is a lot of the control seekers and things like that, they will get on here and they're like I'm saying, they're like chameleons. They see an opportunity to come and try to control some people who are just seeking some type of acceptance because they feel so out of place everywhere else. They don't know where else to look, and they find social media, they find TikTok, they find Facebook groups, they find Snapchat, and it's like witches galore, and it makes more sense to you than anything else, right? Like everything just makes a lot more sense. And then here comes the spiritual narcissist. Everything's always got to be their way. Everything's always got to go how they want it to go. It's got to go by their rules. You'll hear me talk about the egotistical high priestess mentality, right? Well, not all high priestesses are like that. I have a lot of friends who are Wiccans, and I have a lot of friends who are in covens that are bad fucking ass. Like, they're a family. They are united as one. There's no one person. And like, there's a high priest or a high priestess. But it's a family dynamic. But then you got the ones that get this, I'm in control. And I've seen it a lot on Facebook, but I see it so badly on TikTok, because on Facebook, it's like a whole group. They're all within a group. And if you do something that one person doesn't like, that whole group will attack you and they'll kick you off of the group, and that's it. It's the end of it. Or they'll attack your page or go and bash you to everybody. On TikTok, they'll go and try to destroy someone's whole ass page that they've worked so hard on building up. All because the one egotistical, I'm the grand high witch person is telling them to. And then they'll say, I didn't say to do that. You don't have to. It's like calling the flying monkeys whenever you're saying, this is going wrong in my house, this is going on, and I don't know where it's coming from, but I asked my divination and it said this, so it's right and it's never wrong, and y'all know how powerful I am, and please me and do this for me, and oh my God, I'm so upset, I'm crying. And they know how to manipulate a situation. And the people that these spiritual narcissists get a hold of, they'll take every single person out of that other person's life that ever meant anything good to them. Say, like, if they had people that were just trying to help them along, because I'm one of those people that firmly believe a newer beginner witch should 100% get to figure out who they are for themselves. Say, like, I'm a type of mentor. I'm not going to grab your hand and show you every single thing. But you come to me, I do this every day. I have anywhere from, I think I have like 17 people right now that I'm talking to, like throughout the day, on other days. I'm helping them. They'll come to me and ask me, hey, what about this book? What do you think about this? Think I should do this? What about this crystal? What do you know, do you have any suggestions? But you're not ever going to catch me standing there telling them, no, you have to do it this way. There's no other way. You do this, you do that, you do this, you do it like this, and I want to be there when you do it. Some newer beginner witches have people in their lives that have to be there on video call while they're doing their spells and rituals. You want to know why they have to be there? Because they want to absorb that power. They want that power. They want that newer beginner witch to feel like you can't do anything without me here. They want that, what's the word for it? They want that dependability. And most of the time, that person doesn't even have control of their own life. It is spinning out of control. It's like tethered. It's going in a fucked up like square. It ain't even going in a circle. It's like going ka-dunk, ka-dunk like a fucked up washing machine. Um, but as long as they have control over this other person, it's okay. They have control. They're in control. They look the best. They've got the best skincare. They've got the best hair. They've got the best clothes. They got the biggest house. They're all da, 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 da. They showboat. They have to prove to everyone how great they're doing, and they have to show people, I'm like this, but you're like this, so I'm better than you. But they don't say those words. They do it by actions. If there's someone, and you're not going to catch like a narcissist around someone like myself. You want to know why? Because I control my own shit. I control my own life. I control who I speak to every day. I control who comes in and out of it. I control what messages go back and forth. I control my own magic. I control everything that comes in and out. They don't like being around someone like me because they can't get that type of control from someone like me. They get around me for a little bit because they seek the power that comes from it, because it's a different power. Everybody carries their own different power. I've been doing this for a long time. I do a lot of things that other people don't do. So I carry a certain type of power with me, right? Well, some of them crave that. They want that. All of a sudden, you'll see them saying that they're working with certain deities, or this deity is calling them, but that deity doesn't stick. It's only because they're around a certain situation. They're kind of doing the chameleon thing. They want to make themselves seem a certain way to that one group of people. But when they're around other people, they're another way. When they're around other people, they're another way. Their voices will even change, right? Uh, let's see. I'm trying, like my brain just went, Lucifer's on behind me. They don't really have any boundaries. They think that you should be at their beck and call 24/7. Say, like, I'm going to use myself as an example on a lot of it. I wake up every day at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I have a routine. I set that said routine in my life when I started getting sober. When I started going to like meetings and stuff, having a routine is very important because you get up and you know what you're going to be doing the next day, right? You know what you got to do, you know the things you're going to be doing. Scheduling becomes very important, especially if you're working. Now scheduling is very important because of all the clients I talk to throughout the day. Um, I'm not someone who chit chats on the phone constantly. I'm not someone who stays up late at night. I'm not someone who, I don't need other people's approval to do anything. I make up my own mind. I make my own decisions. So narcissist, oh no. Mm-mm. I grew up around someone who was a master manipulator. That's my stepmother, and she's got a daughter. You'll see me, I don't mention them by name, but I kind of fuck around on videos and put up, I'll talk shit on them because I know they're watching me. They're going to be watching this. So, uh, she was one of the biggest narcissists that I've ever met before until I met my ex-husband. And guess who was the first person to always stand up for him? Because he kissed her ass and she kissed his ass. They were a lot alike. He would never do anything like that to you, even though I'm laying in the hospital almost dead. Are you sure it was him? Oh, stupid bitch. But I digress. I can point out a lot about people like that because I was around it so much. Say like you are a newer beginner witch, right? Okay, take this as an example. Sorry, I went off on that tangent. She's been getting on my nerves a lot lately. So as a few others who think their shit does not stink. Everybody's shit stinks. Mine is stinky. And no matter how long someone's been practicing, not everything they're going to do is always work. Like, not everything every single person does that's experienced and seasoned will always work. I fuck up a lot. I just don't show that part. I show y'all what I want you to see. I show you the good shit. I show you the shit that's gonna make you smile, gonna make you happy. I'll start showing some of my fuck ups soon. um, Not everything you do is always gonna work. But to that narcissist, that spiritual narcissist, everything they do works. Everything that they do is always on point. Anything that goes wrong, it's going to be blamed on someone else. Either someone in that group that they dislike at the moment, or it's going to be someone outside of the group that they want everyone else to see as bad because they just think that. Everything should always go how they want because that's just what they think. They'll even go behind people's backs and other people's comment sections and talk about other people. But the next day, they're like, oh, hey, bestie, what's up? That's what a narcissist does. They bend themselves to the situation. Whatever's going on, they're going to be there. They'll go and talk about a certain set of people, right? But they're still up in the inbox, chitter-chatting with them, gossiping, starting shit. And then they'll act like, oh, I don't know anything when shit starts going down. Well, they were the main cause of it. It caused chaos. They'll be the first to tell you, too. They don't like chaos. They live off of it. They are chaos. But they'll tell you they don't like it. They don't want it around them. They can't stand chaos witches, blah, 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 blah. They are a chaos witch. They just won't admit it. It's shit like that. So I knew I was going to go off on a bunch of tangents, but a lot of y'all are used to me by now, so you're kind of like, oh, look, it's Raven. The narcissist is addicted to the feed, kind of like it's like an energy vampire. You have all these newer and beginner witches seeking someone to give them shelter, a helping hand, help them out. And oh, here comes a narcissist, and there's a shit ton of them. They're going to hold your hand. They're going to help you out. But it's going to be to benefit them, most likely. Whatever they're helping you with, it's going to be for their benefit as well. They're never going to continuously have a pattern of helping others just to help them. They're going to have to bring attention to what they've done also. They're going to want people to know it, see it. Oh, look, I did this. Look, I did this. Look, I did this. They've got to always be that shiny, polished one. And if you're in a situation, like say there's a group of people, and you got the narcissist there, everything's always going to have to be about them, what's going on in their life, the situation that they're going through. And if they're not getting that attention and the attention is on someone else, they're going to come up in there and they're going to have some type of tragedy. Something happens, there's going to be tears, there's going to be something to turn the attention back around on them. Every time. That's their group. That's their thing. They run that. They have control of everything. Say like on TikTok, everybody does the skits and stuff, and people duet each other, people stitch each other. You got the groups of friends that do, like, say, I'm going to use this as an example because everybody's done these before, like the Golden Girl stuff, right? Everybody's like, oh, let's all duet each other. Okay. Duet each other, have fun, do it. Everybody laughs, everybody thinks it's cool, but you'll have, say, stick that in a group of narcissists and their people. The narcissist is going to have to be the most popular one, either to do it first and everyone follow, or they pick who they want so everybody else around them can do whichever one. Like, it's got to be them first, them first, them first. And I feel like I'm talking like I'm saying the same thing over and over again because I recorded this so many times. But I know I'm missing things because I keep remembering things from the videos I just did before. So I've made like 6 of these already and erased them because it's like I try to do it like one at a time, but talking about it as a whole works also because it's also very similar. Like the addiction to the power, being obsessed and in control. They get obsessed. Say like if there's a situation that they want, they have to be in control all the time. It has to be about them, nothing but them, da da da. It's perfectly fine if you want to be that way, but be that way by yourself. Don't drag other people into it and turn them into your flying monkeys and make them go attack people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the boss of my own fucking life. I get on there and people are like, oh, you're bragging. Not bragging. I'm proud of what I built. I'm proud of what I've made of myself because I came from nothing. But it's just me. I'm by myself doing this. Like, I have me, there's Bear. I don't have other people in my bubble. I mentor people, and you can ask every single one of those people that I've mentored. I don't take control over what they do in their own practice. I want them to discover who they are for themselves. I'll give you advice. I'll give you some tools to use. You ask me a question, I'll answer it to the best of my knowledge, and if I don't know it, we can go look it up together. But I'll never take someone and strip them of the person that they're seeking and turn them into someone that mirrors me. Because when you have a narcissist, especially one of the spiritual narcissists, and they have a group, they're all going to mirror that person. That you can look at that person that the narcissist consumed themselves with a few months before they started even messing with that narcissist. And they're going to be more similar to who they are than what they've turned into. And if you get, like I said, narcissist, one of their people, like outside in a group of individuals, that narcissist that calls that person that's with them their best friend, that's my da 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 da, and you see it so frequently. That person's going to end up being the butt of the narcissist's joke. And it's all going to be put behind as, oh, we're friends, it's just a joke. That's what gets said about situations like that. Because they have to be the ones that look good to everyone. They have to be the shiny, polished piece of shit, basically. They feel like they're entitled to everything, no matter what. The no boundaries thing, they have no boundaries. None whatsoever. They want in your life, know what you're doing 24/7, what's going on, tell me who's da-da-da. That's why I'm someone that can't be a part of big groups of people. My private life is my private life. My relationship is my relationship. That stays between me and whoever I'm with. That doesn't get put on social media. That doesn't get shared with girlfriends. That doesn't get shared with boyfriends. That doesn't get shared with just a group of friends. I like alone time. I stay busy so frequently. So I'm not someone who would ever get wrapped up with someone like a narcissist. That's why a lot of them stay away from me or dislike me, because I will also stand up for myself. That's another reason narcissists go toward people who are going through things in life, because they're already used to being in a situation of being with narcissists, right? Most of the time those people are getting out of situations and they're just looking for friends, and they end up running in, like dead smack into a narcissist, and they comfort them and they're stuck. Ooh, they can control them now. See where I'm going? It's like there's so many different situations, or I can use so many different examples. That's what I'm looking for, of situations. But say like with my stepmother and my stepsister. My stepmother, oh, she's got to be center of attention. I'm here, everyone, I'm here. She'll also be the first to make an ass of herself. Like, she'll think she's looking like this big, this queen with the crown, and I'm gonna be in charge. Her and my dad cheated on each other a lot. That's why I'm here. They've been married for 52 years. I'm 43. I came from a completely different woman. Yeah. So, check this out. This is an example. I'm going to use this as an example because I know these bitches is watching. They cheated on each other a lot, right? Here's the situation. She cheated on him, he cheated on her. Well, even when they were together, they still saw each other. But it was always either one of them saying, oh, we're not together, we're just staying together for the kids, we're just staying in the same house for the kids. I lived with my grandparents, my dad's parents. My mom passed away when I was 7 months old. That's why she didn't have me. If she would have been alive, I would have been with her and my aunts. But my grandparents knew that my aunties didn't have a shit ton of money, and they knew that they wouldn't be able to fight for me the way that, it's a whole situation. I'm not going to go off on the tangent. But I saw situations growing up. I saw different things unfold in front of my eyes. I saw my stepmother seeing men even though my dad was still living in a house. And if like social media would have been a thing, the same thing that goes on these days would have happened then. It would have been a whole relationship on social media with other people. She's probably doing it now, even though she's fucking almost 80. She probably still does it. I'm not even joking. I know, like, my dad probably still does it, but he's always back and forth from the house. But she'll tell the other person, and that other person's probably married, but she'll have the audacity to go and talk about that other person. Like, if that other person decides to cut her off, like, okay, I can't do this anymore, I don't want to see you anymore, she's gonna literally, like, I will catch her on social media talking about this other person. Like, you ain't fucking married. You doing the same thing that you on here talking shit about someone else, but you in the same situation. Narcissist 101. They never do anything wrong. It's always the other person. That's the recent development and bullshit. I said that. I was like, so hold on. You on here talking about somebody. You on here talking about somebody. But you doing the same thing, but you talking shit about that person because they cut your ass off. And they cut her off because it was for the better benefit of their life, to get their shit straight. But your girl's up on here talking about that person. You ain't no better. And that's exactly what I said. You ain't no better. You just the fucking same. So don't get up on social media and try to, I don't know that person. But don't get up on social media and act like you any fucking better because you're doing the same thing that that person was doing, boo-boo. Narcissist 101. It's always everyone else. They're the victim. They're this. And boy, if you call it out, guaranteed a few days later they're going to be up on social media crying. And that's what she did. Oh my God, this has happened to me and that's happened to me. And let's take a little bit of credit where credit's due. Okay? Because you're doing the same shit to other people, but they want you to look at them like they're a victim. The victim mentality. And everybody's like, well, they are a victim. No, only victim is the person that they're feeding off of, because they've got these people that will sit there and just wipe their asses. Wipe those tears. It's okay. They're playing you. And they're doing it because they got you when you were vulnerable. That's what that bitch does. She goes and she befriends people that she knows she can manipulate. That's why she doesn't like me. She cannot manipulate me. I know her games. I've seen them so many times. And there's always somebody that she dislikes. There's always somebody that's doing something to her. Oh, that's a little bit odd. Like, you see somebody go through, okay, here's a hypothetical, not really, especially in that situation. Here's a hypothetical. 8 people in a 2-month period I watched this bitch go through. I don't like them for this. I don't like them for that. Da 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 da. They did this. They did that. Really? So all 8 of those people, all different people, some of them didn't even know each other. Some of them did. Small town. They're all the problem, but never you once. Narcissistic. They will bullshit you, and they will do it with the best of them. They will turn themselves into anything that fits the situation. They'll give you compliments. They'll sit there and cheer you on. They will sit there and cheer you on in front of everyone. But don't you dare do better than they do. Don't you dare do better than they do. That's why she's got a problem with me. Oh, you are who you are. But how dare you make a name for yourself? And I haven't. How dare you try to make something out of your life and not consume me? And not consume your life with me. Make everything that's going on in my life your everyday problem. Because you can't fix everybody. I learned that a long time ago. When you get around people who expect you to be there for them, and you going through your own shit, and just be there for them, going through it with them, what about you? What about you working through your things to help you find your best self, to help you find your divine witch, your divine darkness? What about that part? What about you? And it's not selfish to put yourself first. If you've got goals, you've got things you want to reach, things you want to do. It's like me, take social media, for example. I'm going to make a name for myself. And nobody's going to stand in my way. Because I'm putting myself first this time. I'm putting myself first now. I used to put everybody else first. I used to cater to everybody else's needs. I don't do that anymore. I'm with someone who is driving me to push myself. You got this. Go do it. Get out there. You're awesome. You're badass. Help people like nobody wanted to help you. So it really bites my ass when I see people on these fucking apps taking advantage of people who've been in abusive relationships. People who have been taken advantage of by narcissists. People who have been through things. People who have been physically abused. I'm not here because like all these memes I've seen on Pinterest. Because I was looking up a bunch of stuff before I came and did this video. Attention seekers, because that falls in line with a narcissist. They base it off of people who are on social media. And that's not true. Social media is a new way to reach people. But it's also the narcissist's new way to harm people. They seek people out who they look at like they're weak. And you're nothing but strong because you've already been through it. You're strong. You just need to be around people who are going to show you your strong points and show you you can do this, but you can do it independently. You don't have to do it the way they want you to do it. You don't have to have them holding your hand. You're strong all on your own, but you've never gotten to experience that because of that fucking narcissist that's always standing there wanting all the attention, but making you feel bad because you want to do things your way. No, you can't do that. I want to do it my way. I've got to do it my way. It's about me. Fuck that. It's about you, and it needs to be about you. You need to find your own path. Find who you are. And it's okay. Like I said, you can have a mentor, but a good mentor is going to push you and snap them fucking training wheels off and like, go, do this. Take your idea. Here's some of my ideas. Take your idea and go do this thing. Go put your own version of who you are together as a witch. Stop letting all these fucking leech motherfuckers get on you and suck your energy. You're a strong, powerful witch all in your own right. But they don't want you to see that. They don't want you to see how great you are. They want everybody to see you're doing good, but only because of me. Only because she's with me, she's doing good. I'm taking credit for this. I had a part in that. You know what? No, that person did that. That person got sober. It wasn't no immaculate sky daddy. You did that fucking work. You got yourself there. You pulled off all those fucking wards you got around your house. Not somebody else is saying, no, do it this way. So, say you got the narcissist who's told you how to do every single ounce of protection, warding, everything that surrounds you, and shit starts going wrong in your house. Did you displease that person in some kind of way and they know how to break through those wards and make it seem like someone else is there, and then they go and blame it on other people, when in reality those people that they're still having battles with in their head, because that's just part of it. Everybody's always against them. Everybody's always out to get them. They're blaming things on people that don't even fucking know that they've done something wrong, that didn't do anything to anyone. But here you are. Oh, it's this one's fault. This is going on. Bullshit. You have a narcissist practitioner that's being a mentor, allowing new witch to do fucking spells that they shouldn't be getting involved with yet, because they're not as experienced as they need to be to do such a caliber, and shit goes wrong. You're not going to tell them, hey, maybe because you did this and this, and you may have let this and this in. That's why you're hearing all those noises and growling and shit. But it's someone else. Go after them. Let's get them. It's them. No, the only person it is the person you letting control your life. And they don't want you to control your own. Spiritual narcissists see how powerful some of y'all are. And they want that power. They have this thing in their minds thinking, oh, they prosper and I don't, and I'm stuck back here, because they don't want to do their own work on themselves. They don't want to do that. They just want to feed off of yours. And nobody's going nowhere in the situation. Putting yourself first, finding your own path. Find a mentor that's going to let you be yourself. Stop letting people control you. They're not controlling you for anything good for you. They're controlling you because they know you're vulnerable, and you most likely came out of a situation where you were being controlled, and that's what you're used to. And that's what they count on. That's what they feed off of. They feed off of the vulnerable. They build you up. But they only do it to pacify you. They don't mean it. But they also downgrade you. They also put you down to other people. They go talk about you behind your back. If you were friends with people before that person showed up, I'll bet a whole week's pay that narcissist is talking shit about that person to you. And it's made you stop talking to that person. So, just saying, look at the whole situation. Look at all of it. Not just one thing. Y'all are strong in y'all's own right. I feel so bad for newer and beginner witches these days. Like, social media has made this a fucking circus. And that's why I do my best. Like when people come to me and ask me, I'm like, okay, here's some good books. Here's some advice. And I do mentor people. But I also make it very clear, and I set healthy boundaries, because say like you do get in a situation with a newer beginner witch, and they are seeking out someone to help them, and it's really good to have someone who does know the things, the ins and outs, the tiny things here and there, things you can't find in books. It's good to have someone to talk to and have on the sidelines, just saying, hey, this is happening, what's going on, can you help me? I do a lot of stuff differently than what other people do. I'm a very different witch. I've got my own way of doing things, and that's what I encourage people to do. Find who you are, create your own thing. Don't be a follower. Be the wolf. Don't be the sheep. And don't be a wolf in sheep's clothing, because that's what narcissists are. Or is it a sheep in wolf's clothing? I can't remember how that goes. Any whore. I set healthy boundaries. I have certain hours that I do allow people to contact me, call me, and I know if it's after a certain time, because like I said, I got my own my schedule. I have a schedule I stick to, and I'm not going to break that schedule to satisfy people. I'm satisfied with that schedule. That schedule works for me and my life and how my life runs. I've been through a lot of therapy. I've gotten a lot of tools to help me cope with different situations. I know how to say no. No is a complete sentence. If you don't feel right about doing something, don't do it. If you feel uneasy, come talk to me about it. We can work something out. We can set it to where there's what part of it makes you uncomfortable. Let's take that part out, because you should never feel uncomfortable or doubt yourself when you're doing a spell. And messing with blood rituals, obsession spells, stuff that you do later on isn't something or a good idea that newer and beginner witches need to start working with right away. It's not, because there's so many things that can go wacky in them, and it can cause the opposite effect. It can cause, say, obsession. You do an obsession spell on somebody that you're completely obsessing over, that you want back, and you've never done anything super fucking serious before, you're going to end up turning yourself into being obsessed with that person, and that can become very dangerous. I've seen a lot of bad things happen with that stuff, and it trickles down. All it has is a downward trickle effect, and it doesn't go away. It gets progressively worse. I've seen people get so sad and depressed because they had that one person standing there telling them, oh, whatever, just do it. There's reasons that things are done the way they're done, and that's what sucks about the way things are today. So that's why I set boundaries. And the people that I'm around, they completely understand, they completely agree. I've been told it's helped them set healthy boundaries in their own lives. If I start seeing someone trying to get super clingy, I'm like, okay, let's back up. Let's see. This is what's happening. This is what I see. You're getting super clingy and super stuck to me because they're getting that need met. They have someone to talk to. They have a friend. Sometimes it overwhelms them, and I don't take offense to it, because it happens frequently, especially with people who are getting out of fucked up relationships, friendships, whatever it is. They feel like they belong, but I'm not going anywhere. We don't have to talk every day, all day long. We don't have to text constantly, all day, all day, all day, all day. People have lives. You have a life. I have a life. We can sit and we can chit chat. Send me a message. I'll answer it when I see it. I'll send you a message back, and we can just go from there. But constantly, that's not something that fits well in my life, because I do stay so busy. I do have a home. I do have a relationship. I have a huge dog that's like two kids in one. It's okay to set your own boundaries. See what I'm saying? That's the types of mentors that you look for. That's going to help you see that setting boundaries, having respect for yourself, learning how to be your own witch, learning your way is the mentors you seek out. Not the people who are going to try to control you in everything that comes in and out of your life, everything that you do. It's okay to be independent. Discovering yourself is highly suggested. Because once you discover that divine energy, your third eye, and all your abilities will start opening up. But you start where it matters the most, and that's here. This is where you start. You start with yourself. And that's what I help people with. I'm kind of like a tough love type of mentor. But it's okay though, because it teaches you that you can, I want you to see that you can put yourself first. There's a lot of people who are afraid to be alone, and narcissists also grab onto that. And once you show people, just because, say, like, I'm alone 90% of my life, 90% of the time, get yourself into something. Start reading about what path is interesting to you at the time. A type of divination, if you want to do that. Use that time that you feel like you're bored to build an altar. Make you a manifestation box. Discover who you are. That's the best part of everything. Stop letting other witches control you because of their own issues in their lives. Because that's what a narcissist is. A spiritual narcissist is wanting to control you, your craft, what you do, what you say, how you act, because they don't have control of their own shit. If it looks like a healthy situation, and then you find out going in that it's completely different from what you're being told, there's a reason for that. And they're just like, it's like a whole toxic scenario, because they'll have minions, man, and they will go on attack. They'll take someone who's worked their ass off to get over hundreds of thousands of people, and they'll go and shut them down, all because there's something about them they don't like. I don't think that's right. I know a lot of other people who don't think that's right. Explain to the person that you're mentoring, okay, one of the first things that I'm going to teach you is the difference between what Wicca and traditional witchcraft is. And I see a lot of people who don't even know that's a thing. I guess the point of all of this is be your own witch. Stop worrying about satisfying and pleasing someone who doesn't have even your inkling of your best interest at heart. And all they're doing is feeding off of you, the power you have, what you're doing, and discover who you are. That's healthy. Finding yourself, grounding yourself, living your best life is what's healthy. Letting someone else control your life, have say over everything that you do in your life, encourages you to do toxic shit when you're still trying to learn how to walk on steady, like, unstable ground, like, because witchcraft is all over the place. It takes a special individual to live the life of the craft, but it's possible, because here I am. I had a lot of fuck ups along the way. I came from having nothing. 11 years ago, I walked out of a hospital at 9:30 in the morning with scrubs on, a pair of flip-flops that look like I got them from jail, no family, no nothing, because they all gave up on me. The ones, like, even my aunts, they all gave up on me because they were tired of fighting. They were tired of trying because I didn't care anymore. But I had to choose me to get better. I went and sat in a bus bench because the doctors and nurses helped me get into a woman's shelter. Because my ex-husband almost beat me to death. I was going to a women's shelter. I was there for 6 months. That's when I started getting sober. Trying to. Because I tripped a few times and fell on my face, flattened my face. It took me a year or two to kind of get my balance, but I fucked up. I got right back on track. But what I'm saying is, you can come from the worst fucking situation and be here. Living your best life, being happy, running your own business. And that's the type of people you need to put yourself around. Someone who's going to help you go there, go that route, finding yourself, discovering yourself. Get the fuck away from these people who try to control every goddamn thing you do. It's not for your benefit. It's to help them. It's to help aid them. It's to help guide them. It's to help benefit them because their lives are fucking chaos. They can't grasp their own life. What makes you think they're going to be able to get yours under control? Nope. They want control of your life because they don't have any of their own. So a narcissist does. Then they'll get angry at you. Then they'll start trying to make you look like the bad guy, even though they're doing the same thing the other person was doing. Yes, they are. I like to use my stepmother as an analogy of certain situations. Like, okay, you're going to get on social media and try to blast someone for cheating on their spouse by seeing you when you're doing the same fucking thing? Double standards much. Maybe y'all should both keep y'all's dicks in y'all's pants. Just saying. It's an analogy. She doesn't have one. But it's the whole idea of making people have pity for her. Look at her. Like she's the one getting screwed over. The whole situation that just passed a few weeks ago. The person who got on TikTok and was trying to drag my brother through the dirt. But she's doing the same thing that thought you were talking to one person, but you were talking to someone else. That's just that right there is my toxic trait. You try to fuck with me and my family and my life behind my back, I'm going to come at you full force in front of everybody's face. That's my toxic trait. I'm not going to hide shit. My honesty is by default, and it'll make people angry. It's like the videos that are getting reported. It's the ones talking about how I got screenshots, bitch. You think you got something on me? I'm open about my entire life. On social media, because I am social media. This is what I'm basing my business off of. This is where I want to be. This is who I am. I'm putting my life out there. I'm sure in the hell not going to hide anything from y'all. But these bitches up on here, trying to make themselves look a certain way, playing Narcissist 101 with y'all's fucking lives, those are the people who don't like me. Those are the people who fucking can't stand me. Because I'm going to put your fucking ass on blast. Especially after watching y'all run through motherfuckers like they ain't nothing. Like, why do you think you're going to run through people's lives and try to make people hate this one, hate that one, hate this one? Because y'all fucking lives are all fucked up. And you got to make yourself feel good some type of way. Go ahead and say something about me. Go ahead and think you're going to find something out about me. I tell everybody about everything. I'll tell you about my past. Because I don't do it anymore. I'll tell you everything I did. I was a stripper for fucking 3 years. Don't hide that. I used to do a lot of drugs. I used to have a drinking problem. I'll even tell you what type of drugs I did. I have mental health issues. I'm open about it all because I'm somewhere now in life that I can help people with the shit I did and things I went through. And that's why I mentor people. I don't want to take your life from you. I don't want to take your independence from you. I want to help you grow and be a more successful person and be a witch that I know you can be. I don't want to run your life. But you got people on here that sure in the hell will try. Don't let those people do that. They will take every friend, everything, like everything, anybody that you have in your life prior, I can almost bet that those people aren't in your life anymore. It's all about that person. It's all about that person. You get in a relationship, that person's going to want to know every fucking detail. If you get in a relationship, it ain't none of my business. As long as that person's not hurting you, and me showing up with a baseball bat, I'm talking about physically. People are going to hurt you emotionally and mentally. That's just a part of life. But the narcissist, they're going to blame everybody else around that person to try to get that person to only want to talk to them, be around them, and make their whole life about them. That's what you got to watch out for. That's the dangerous part. Because they're going to want to be your life. And I've seen it happen so frequently. I see it happening right now. You don't get to be your independent self. People's lives are revolving around other people's lives that don't have control over their own life. But they have control over that person's life. I don't think that's right. I think you should have control over your own life. And you shouldn't have to explain to someone what you're doing, where you're going, what you're saying if you're a responsible adult. It's okay to put yourself first. I hope this talk helped. It's like an hour in. So, let me shut up now. Y'all have a badass day. I will see you in a little bit when I go talk about this on TikTok.